Hello, welcome to the FOC Show. This week, the format is going to change a little bit in the sense that I'm going to do this week's FOC books as per usual. I'm also going to do next week's, and moving forward, it's all going to be a week ahead so that there's more turnaround time to get your requests in. You'll have a whole week instead of 2 days. FOC is final order cutoff for anyone who might not know, which means that at a certain date, comic retailers have to have all their books completely ordered 3 weeks in advance. They do it like this so that they know how many to print, right? It's a printing thing. Because I've been saying that this whole time. It's a printing thing, which in the world of paper shortages is very important. But it helps us know kind of the demand specifically for certain issues. It helps you make sure that you always get the issue you want and the variant you want. It lets you get covers that you might not necessarily have on sub that you want just the one off of. Put an FOC request for it, easily done. You would not necessarily, if you're not on sub for the book, we might not know that you want the cover unless you put in the FOC requests. Yeah, that's not, they don't do market values on incentives, Roberto. They just throw the thing up and then let the retailers order 100 if they want the 1 in 100, which how are you feeling about Judgment Day, Bren?
Well, I'm excited because let's be honest. The last two big events that they did, which was War of the Realms and Empire, were dogs. They just really weren't great. It didn't keep a lot of people to be excited. So we're hoping that Judgment Day is actually going to open up and do something great. That's what we're looking forward to. So everything we've seen on the preview of it looks like it has potential to be something big.
Yes.
So there we go. That's my take on it. I am optimistic that this is going to be one that has some legs to it.
I trust your takes more than my own. So put your
go
request
through the
in.
history of things.
Look at that.
Put your request in.
We're ordering 100, right?
You
Brenna
send
approved.
Oh,
you send an email to Brenna at thecollectivecomics.com.
we'll order what we need. And then a couple for the wall.
What Bren said. So I'm going to actually start with DC because DC does not have really any FOC items this week. A lot of it is independent, kind of scout-based stuff, but they do not have any actual DC comics up this week. I'm assuming they're taking Father's Day off is the reasonable explanation for why there's no FOC this week. Juneteenth?
A federal holiday.
That makes sense. I was like, they wouldn't take Father's Day. Juneteenth makes a lot more sense. So they have an FOC next week, which I'll also show because I'm doing the 2 weeks. But they took this week off as they typically do for any big holidays. But these are all the independent things. I'm just going to flip through the covers real quick. You can pause the videos on each page. Since I have so much to get through, I'm going to try to kind of stick to the bigger things. Bam. And then here's actual DC books. It's you. Kind of. You need to watch this later, by the way. Aquaman Andromeda FOCs.
Andromeda?
Get out of here. Close the door behind you. Action Comics. This is the A cover, which I actually think looks really good. And then this is the B cover for Aquaman Andromeda, which is a phenomenal book, by the way. We still have number ones if you haven't picked it up. It is magazine size, so I know the problem is space and figuring out how to store it. But I got issue 1 of this book, and it was really good. I love Christian Ward's art, but even more so than that, like the Rum V's writing is just so phenomenal. The Black Manta cover for the A cover, the B cover, which is him being him, and then a 1 in 25. Aquaman is also FOCing. This is the Travis Moore A cover. And then the Fico Osio, I probably completely butchered that name, Aquaman 6 cover. Is this?
Oh, quick question. Are you live?
Yeah,
What are we reading Flesh and Blood under?
the pre-release?
Yeah.
Uprising PR.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This issue of Aquaman, by the way, is a Dark Crisis tie-in. So if you're going to start getting the tie-ins, definitely either FOC this book or let us know what cover you want. We'll probably order a few extra because it is a Dark Crisis tie-in, and we know that there will be people that'll want it. Artemis Wanted #1 has a beautiful A cover. I'm super excited for the series. Artemis is an amazing character, which anyone who read Red Hood and the Outlaws during the Rebirth era know her well. She was my favorite part of that whole run. This is her with a big axe. Barbaric Axe to Grind #1 has some covers. Pause the video if you want to see them up closer. Batman Curse of the White Knight Deluxe hardcover. Batman Fortress #3. There's the A cover. There's the B cover, which I also have really been liking the variants for this book. They look really good. Batman One Dark Knight #3. I also really love this cover. Looks almost like Scarecrow-y-esque. And this is the B cover. One Dark Knight is also getting a hardcover trade that's FOCing at the same time if you missed out on all the issues and want to get them just all at once in the trade. World's Finest #5. The Dan Mora cover. The Mantina cover, which looks really sick. And then those are incentives. Batman the Night #7 is FOCing. This A cover looks really cool, but this B cover is amazing. I am really excited to see where this series keeps going. It's been one of my favorites. It makes me excited for when Zdarsky takes over the Batman run. Batman White Knight presents Red Hood. This is a 2-issue miniseries that ties into the Batman Beyond the White Knight. For anyone who doesn't know, Jason was rewritten in the continuity as the first Robin instead of Dick Grayson being the first Robin. And throughout the series, it's hinted that he's kind of taking up the Batman mantle, while Bruce, not like directly Batman, but kind of like the legacy of being a vigilante in a world where that's like kind of not really a thing anymore. I'm super excited for the side series. The side series is actually why I'm reading the main series, but no, that's the A cover. It looks really good, and Beyond the White Knight has been very good just in general. I'm excited to see how Jason is written into the continuity. Black Adam #2. This is the A cover, which is super cool. This is the B cover with some lightning, which also just looks really good. DC has been really killing it with the covers. This is the C cover, which I think is the strongest of the 3. Blink #1. Those are some independent. Definitely take a look at those. Cat Dad and Supermom. What makes a superhero? This is a cute children's book. Catwoman 45 has a Batfam A cover, which I think is interesting. I wish I knew. I'm assuming this is Tim. I cannot tell 100%, but I'm assuming it's probably Tim. This is the Jenny Frison B cover, which is gorgeous. I adore this cover. I like that style of suit for Selena a lot, and I love Jenny Frison. So, to no surprise, I think it's amazing. Constantine Distorted Illusions. This is a young adult trade paperback. Create a Comic, a Scoot one-shot, which is also for the little ones. It's an all-ages book. Crucified Exorcisms #1. This is Cult of Icarus, the trade. Cult of Icarus is already getting a trade. That's insane. Dark Crisis Young Justice #2 of 6. This is the A cover. And then this is the B cover. I'm so excited for this series. I really like both the covers because I like Leather Jacket Connor, but I also like the team covers with all of them on it. A book that me and Danny are personally very excited about is DC Mech #1. DC Mech in general sounds like an amazing series. Kenny Porter recently won the Robin Roundtable for the Superboy series. He's going to be the one writing that. And then Vladimir Rivas actually was the interior artist for the Robins solo series. He's the interior artist for this. Him and Kenny, me and Danny went to a retailer Q&A with them, but they have been working on this book for over a year. It looks phenomenal. If you're a fan of Gundam or Evangelion, this is going to be a book you really like. It takes place kind of right after World War II in 1940s, like in that time frame. Superman comes to Earth as a young adult, so he's already kind of been involved in some intergalactic warfare outside of Earth, and there's obviously a lot of Earth kind of hesitation with it being right post World War II, with him coming and helping. But Darkseid takes over right after World War II, so it's very Elseworld, a very different take on the DC universe. All the mechs are super heavily inspired by the individual heroes' technologies or biologies, depending on who it is. Bruce is always building new mechanical suits. Superman's suit is the one right here. It's super Kryptonian looking because he comes as a young adult, so he's obviously had a lot more of that influence in his life than Earth influence, as opposed to the actual mainline series. But I love a good Elseworld. Anyone that knows me knows that Dark Knights of Steel is literally one of my favorite books of all time because it's so different. So I'm super excited kind of for this mech series. I think it looks a lot stronger than Marvel's mech series that they're working on. But that was the A cover. There's some more covers as well, I believe. Oh, where is it? There should be. I thought there was going to be a blueprint cover, but there might not be. I could be mistaken. That might be the later issues. So currently, nope, wrong one. There's this A cover, which looks super phenomenal. You can see some of the mechs on there and Darkseid's mech in the back. But that book is super, super, super exciting to us. Please make sure you get your orders in for it if you're planning on getting it. DC versus Vampires, All Out War #1 of 6. This is a mini-series spinning out of DC versus Vampires. It's written by Rosenberg instead of Tynion, but Rosenberg has been co-writing DC versus Vampires with Tynion the whole series. He's also the author of Task Force C. I'm super, super, super excited for this book. Alan Quah did the A cover, which you guys might recognize him from doing one of our store exclusives recently. But it's all original content. It's a 6-issue mini. And I'm super excited because it looks like Deathstroke and Bane and Azrael are all going to be in it. And Azrael is such an underrated character. This is the B cover, which is a phenomenal cover. It looks amazing. Deceased War of the Undead Gods, #1 of 8. This is Deceased coming back for what I believe is the final series from what Tom Taylor has been saying on Twitter. He made it sound like this is the final chapter of Deceased. Then again, it could always come back. This is the B cover, but it looks phenomenal. It's a wraparound. It has the back. That's the only one they have solicited right now. Deathstroke Inc. #11. This is a split face cover, which also looks really sick, even though I'm not the biggest Deathstroke fan. I like Deathstroke when they write him as a villain. I do not like when they try to make him an anti-hero. Francisco Mantina, amazing cover, as always. His art is phenomenal. Detective Comics 1062. This issue is important because this is part 1 of 4 of Gotham Nocturne. That is Ram V taking over Detective Comics, and it is Bruce Wayne's psyche told kind of through like an opera perspective. So it's themed like an old, like Victorian, like Gothic opera, but it's going through Bruce's psyche, which is like exactly a niche that I personally love. Ram V is a super poetic writer, so I think that this story is specifically a niche for him that's going to be phenomenal. I'm super excited to read this. I've been waiting for it since it came out. That A cover is absolutely insane. This is the B cover, but that A cover just, I think, perfectly kind of captures what this book is going to read like. I love Rimby. He's writing Aquaman, Andromeda, and he's writing current Swamp Thing, which is also super good if you guys haven't read. Duo number 3 has an A cover. Fables 153 has an A cover, which is very gold and pretty, and a B cover, which has the little circle. Flash 784, this is also a Dark Crisis tie-in. This is the A cover. And then this is the B cover. I love Bengal. For anyone that doesn't know, Bengal and Rian Gonzalez are dating, which I thought was very cute when I saw them interacting on Twitter. Fox and Hare number 2 has an A cover. Harley Quinn 17. This is the Riley Lucermo cover, which I think is super cute. And then the Derek Chu B cover, which has her hyenas in the back, which I love. Harley Quinn and the Gotham City Sirens Omnibus. I'm missing issue 3 of the trade paperback for this, and I wish I would have just waited and got the whole omnibus, because the series is phenomenal. If you like these 3 characters, Ivy, Harley, and Catwoman, you should definitely read Sirens. But omnibuses are expensive, but it gets you the entire run. So keep that in mind. The second Harley Quinn trade is coming out. The first animated series trade is coming out if you've missed issues on either of these. Hard Eyes number 1 is a vault book. House of Mystery, that's an omnibus. Batman's getting a hardcover. Joker's getting a volume 2 hardcover. Joker Presents a Puzzle Box is getting a hardcover. Justice League versus Legion of Superheroes number 4 has an A cover. I like the bat signal up at the top. I think it looks really cool. And a B cover, which has Black Adam on it. Nightwing 94. This cover is amazing. Bruno Redondo does such a good job with kind of the buildings and the cityscape kind of covers. I absolutely adore this cover from him. Jamal Campbell is doing the B cover, which has Barbara and Dick being all cute. Robin 16 has a very, very cool A cover. Absolutely adore this cover. I think it looks really good. Him and I can't remember her name right now. Flatline. I wanted to say Punchline, but that was not correct. But yeah, I like this cover a lot. The B cover is also phenomenal. It has Talia and Bruce. I'm obviously a huge fan of Talia, so I'm nerding out over this cover. But Damien's right back there. The Simone DeMeo covers for the Robin series have been gorgeous just in general. They all look super, super, super good. Sandman Universe Nightmare Country, number 4. This is the A cover. This series is also really good. I caught up with it over the weekend. I absolutely love Tinian. He does an amazing job, and I think this series is literally no exception. He did a really good job kind of with the Sandman legacy. And it really reads as like a horror book, which is super cool. Superman Space Age, number 1. This cover, first off, is just gorgeous. But the story is kind of like, you can read the solicitation here because it's very long. It seems like a true Superman story where it's kind of Clark. Here it is, Crisis on Infinite Earths. He's learning that the world's going to end and that he can't stop it. So he leans into being Superman a lot. This is definitely interesting. It sounds like it has a lot to do with the space age. But no, this cover literally looks so pretty. I'm really excited for it. This is the B cover. I get excited about covers, which is so dangerous for me as a comic collector, because there will be times where it's like series that I know very little about that I'm like, this cover's so pretty. Swamp Thing number 15 is also FSCing. This is A cover, which looks super phenomenal. And this is the B cover, which I also really like. He looks like Nickelodeon slime, but I think it looks great. Task Force C number 10 of 12. So it is confirmed that this is a maxi series, I guess is what they call it, which breaks my heart. They were kind of not super advertising that for a while, so I thought that they were going to go beyond. They are not. But this cover, I love the lettering of the trade dress. I think it looks really good. And this is the B cover. which I think is less strong than the A cover, personally. But to each their own. We read Titans number 5. Young Justice Targets, number 1. This is another Young Justice book that's coming out, which is super exciting. This one is based a lot more heavily off of the TV show than it is the actual comic source material, which if you like the TV show, you're going to absolutely love this book. I love that Roy is kind of back. Kind of. Obviously, this is based off of the show, so he's not actually back in comics, but I hope if the series picks up, they give him a chance again. After completely ignoring what they did to him in Infinite Frontier by making him a Black Lantern, but I digress. Moving on to the Marvel FOC, which is also going to be pretty long. Axe Judgment Day number 1 has a Gleason variant, which looks phenomenal. A Momoko variant, which I think is super pretty. A Run Limb variant, which I also like a lot. A Woman of Axe variant. An A cover, which is just the super standard, all the heroes being on it cover. And that looks like it for that. The Alien book has an annual. That is the A cover. And then there's a Shavli variant, which actually has an alien on it, which also looks super cool. Avengers 58. This is the A cover. This is the Predator variant. Avengers 58 Liefeld. Deadpool 30th variant. It's Deadpool's 30th anniversary. Look at him go. Deadpool Bad Blood number 3. I actually really like this cover. Defenders Beyond number 1 has a wraparound cover, it looks like, as their A cover. A Stormbreakers variant, which I love the colors and lettering on both of these covers. I think it's super pretty. I like kind of the more retro-y look for the Marvel books. Defenders Beyond number 1 has a Film Noto variant and a spoiler variant and a teaser variant by Ron Lim. Fortnite X Marvel Zero War number 1. This is the second printing. There's no cover art currently available. I am going to see if the code is here for this. I do not think there will be a code for the second print, but I could be wrong. Yes, please note that each second print issue does not contain a redeemable code to unlock a bonus digital cosmetic in Fortnite. So if you want to read the series, the second prints will be coming out. However, there's not going to be a code with the second print. So don't put in a request for the second print because you want the code, because you will be very disappointed. Iron Man 21 has an A cover, has a Hellfire Gala variant, which I love the Hellfire Gala line just in general. Also, Roberto, literally, I feel like I've seen 30th anniversary covers for 8 months, not even kidding, for Deadpool. It kind of blows my mind. Also, just as a side note, I have been paying attention to the chat, and I do see the requests. I'm taking them down as soon as the show is over, since I'm doing it by myself, so I'm not sitting and writing, especially since there were so many books on FOC this week. Iron Man 21 has a Unsueta variant. Probably butchering that. It's okay. We'll all live. But this cover looks really pretty. Knights of X number 4 has an A cover, which I think also is super, super, super pretty. And the B cover. Make sure, too, as you're putting your requests in, that you say the full title, the issue number, and the artist name. It's super, super, super helpful when I'm putting the requests in. Maestro World War M number 5 has an A cover. And just the A cover, it looks like. There is no B cover besides the incentive. Miles Morales Spider-Man 40 has a super pretty neon cover for the A cover. A Spider-Man Predator variant. A Segovia variant, which is an action shot, I feel like. This is the more kind of standard shot, and then there's him in action. Moon Knight Black, White, and Blood number 3. I actually really, really, really like this cover. I saw it on Twitter last night and was a little impressed. I think the Moon Knight covers for Black, White, and Blood have been the strongest of all the Black, White, and Blood series covers. The Klein variant looks super good. I just think his character specifically really suits kind of the spot coloring with the red. New Fantastic Four number 2 is going to be FOCing. Ghost Rider's on this cover. the Roche variant. Savage Spider-Man number 5 has a super colorful A cover, a Ryan Brown variant. Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings number 1, new Shang-Chi story. I don't believe this is a one-shot, but I'm going to double check because I could be wrong. It does not tell me if this is a one-shot or a continuing story. I kind of want to see if any of these are another issue. Nope, those are all number 1s. So, let me see. This is the A cover. This is the Art Germ variant, which is so beautiful. Art Germ is always just does a killer job with the art. A Hellfire Gala variant with little sharks, which I think is super cute. A U variant, and that's it for Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings 1. She-Hulk number 5 has a Jen Bartel variant, which she always does a phenomenal job with all the She-Hulk A covers. A Jones variant, which is also very pretty. Spider-Gwen Gwenverse number 4 has an A cover. And the Land Homage variant, that's actually Gwen in the Spidey suit, which I think is going to be the most popular of all the homage variants. Also, thank you, Roberto. Shang-Chi is not a one-shot. I wish Penguin put the series numbers the way Lunar does. It would make my life a lot easier. But they do not. Star Wars 25 has a phenomenal A cover. It looks like an old movie cover for the original movies. And a variant, which is a lightsaber duel. You can see them crossing in the middle. Then there's also an action figure variant with young Anakin, which is adorable. A Pride variant, which is also very beautiful. And then a Phil Noto variant with Poe and the rest of the Rebel pilots. Or not the rest of them, but some of the other Rebel pirates. Rosanna's variant with a black and white kind of half and half, which looks super good. A Slimy variant, which reminds me a lot of Battlefront. But Kylo is in the front there, as you can see. A Choose Your Destiny variant, which has Luke and his lightsaber hilt from the original trilogy. Star Wars Darth Vader 25. This is the A cover. This is the Reese variant. This is the Choose Your Destiny variant. I'm assuming this is not the final art. No. So there will probably be colors and the boxes and stuff like the other ones. But this, I love the Choose Your Destiny variants. I think being able to have the lightsaber hilt showcase is super cool. Star Wars Han Solo and Chewbacca number 4. That is the A cover. That is the Pride variant. And then this is the Choose Your Destiny one with Ahsoka Tano. I love her. She's a super popular character. This cover will probably be something that people want. So definitely make sure to FOC it. The Marvels number 12 is something that we do not typically even order for the wall because it's on a number 12, so we order it to subs. So if you do want this book, definitely let us know. Venom Lethal Protector number 4, which I hope they get to us soon because I actually really like this series. I think it's really good. I like Eddie and the symbiotes relationship. So typically when it's a Eddie Brock Venom story, I start to get a little excited. I've been loving Lethal Protector, though. It's currently on number 2, and if you're interested and want to catch up, we do still have 1 and 2s, both the variant and the A covers, out on the wall. This is the Myers variant, which I like the A cover more personally, but each their own. And then there's some posters, which we'll have. A King Conan Chronicles trade, Silk Volume 2, Wastelanders, Silver Surfer omnibus, 2 of them, War of Kings omnibuses, and then that was all this week's FOC for Marvel, by the way. So for these requests, make sure you get them in by Monday, preferably Sunday night if possible, but you can get them in at any time Monday before 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock is when me and Danny both go home, so there is no guarantee that we would be able to access it from home to change order numbers past that time, so definitely try to get them in before then. Going into next week's FOC for Marvel, there is Ant-Man number 1, which is a new series starting. I love Ant-Man because I think he's hilarious, so I'm excited for that. Stormbreaker's variant, a Scotty Young variant with the burger, which I think is very funny. Captain America symbol of truth number 3. This is the A cover. This is the Bradshaw variant. And then this is the action figure variant, which Marvel is bringing out a lot more for. They're doing it more for not just Star Wars series, which I think is really cool because I think those covers are phenomenal. Genius Bell, Captain Marvel number 1. New Captain Marvel series or one shot, one of the two. I love this A cover. The Stormbreakers variant is also super phenomenal. I like all the colors. The Clark variant is a little less colorful, but still gorgeous. There's a Jurgens variant, which feels very Silver Surfery kind of to me. I like the more old, colorful style. Momoko did one. I think this cover's great. They gave her a dark background to contrast against, so it looks phenomenal. Iron Cat number 2. This is the A cover. This is the Predator variant. This is the Zama variant, which is very pink and purple. Mech Strike Monster Hunters number 2. This is Marvel's version of a mech book. That is the A cover. That is the Christopher variant. Star Wars Dr. Aphra 22 has an A cover that looks gorgeous. A Pride variant, which is also super pretty. A Choose Your Destiny variant that does not currently have an image. I'll check back next week on next week's FOC show when these books do go to their final FOC date and see if there is an image, an update if there is, but currently there is not. Obi-Wan number 3 has an A cover and a B cover, both of which are very nice. They also have a Choose Your Destiny variant that does not currently have an image. Strange number 4 FOCs. There's a Moon Knight A cover, so he is probably making an appearance in this series. A B cover, which is super pretty. I love this B cover. The variant's number 2 A cover. The variant's number 2 B cover. Venom number 9. Very colorful A cover. They've been going super colorful with the Venom covers lately, which I'm super into. The Hots variant, which looks super cool. Wild Cards, Drawing of Cards number 1. This is the A cover. This is the B cover. This is the Lashley variant. Wolverine patch number 4. This is the A cover. This is the Yoon variant. X-Men 92, House of 92 number 3. This is the A cover. This is the Del Mundo variant. This is a How to Read Comics the Marvel Way trade paperback. A Mighty Marvel Masterworks Incredible Hulk Volume 2 trade paperback. 2 different covers of that. Moon Girl and the Dinosaur trade. She-Hulk, the Complete Collection trade. This is a new printing of that. The Thing, the Next Big Thing trade paperback. This is the most recent The Thing run. X-Men Epic Collection trade, new printing. Captain Marvel trade. Or no, this is an omnibus. Just kidding. This is not a trade. 2 different covers. And that brings us to the end of the FOC. This was way longer of an FOC show than it is normally. I did double up just as a reminder. All of the DC that I showed off, besides the Independents at the very beginning, you're going to be able to put requests on for next week. You'll be able to see the date as you go through the video. Same with these. The ones at the very beginning that FOC'd on 6/20 were for this week, and then the 6/27 FOC date, which you can see right here, was for the next week. Definitely feel free to go ahead and put all the requests in at once. We just want to give people more turnaround time to be able to put this in. And just as a reminder to put in the requests, you go to Brenna at thecollectivecomics.com on your email and you send it my way, and then I put it down for you. But definitely let me know if anyone has any questions. I know the format was super different, and I'm always around, and I always have my email open. I'm not moving anymore, so I am a lot more available to kind of keep an eye on that stuff. Also, hi Gabe, I just saw your message if you're still watching. I hope you're doing well. Hurry up and get back because we miss you. But yeah, if you guys need literally anything else, just let me know. And I'm going to end the show here because it has already gone on for a half hour. But have a good day, y'all. Enjoy the